Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first webinar. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to do this. I'm Richard. I'm Managing Director here at Roseview, and this is my colleague, Kian, who's our Marketing Manager.
Good afternoon.
I think this is obviously the first one of these that we've done, and the big thing for us is we want to make sure that you guys get value from this. And the way that we see that is that what is the best way for us to help you grow with what you buy from us, and us in turn grow with you as a partnership. And for us, that's the transferring of knowledge. So we want to make sure that we take some time to go through the model range to give you an overview of what it is that we actually manufacture that you guys can buy from us, but also to look at the things like, what options do we have, options to help you guys upsell, options that we have, USPs to help you close deals. And then look at what sort of opportunities we can offer as far as marketing support, lead generation, and everything like that. So that's what we're going to go through today. We're going to try and make it nice and concise. And yeah, just bear with us that this is our first one. And what we'll do is we'll take some questions at the end. So if you've got any questions, just type them in, and we'll touch on that at the end. And just note that your mics and cameras are off at this point. So yeah, we're going to start now with the slideshow. And we are going to start with just a bit of an overview of what we're going to go through today. So if we look now at the index, so yeah, we're going to do an overview of the product range. So the Rose Collection sash windows, the Incarnation secondary glazing. We're going to give you a couple of updates just on some technical product updates, mostly to help you with any surveys that you do, because we've had a seal change on the Charisma. We're going to talk about the latest innovations that we've brought out, which are individual to us, and again, really good for winning work and closing deals. And then Kian's going to take over looking at the trade installation partner scheme and a trade hub that we're putting on our website to help you guys access the information quicker. And then we'll finish with the questions and answers at the end. So moving on to the overview of the product range. So the Rose Collection is a range of uPVC sash windows. We have the Ultimate, which is our flagship model, the most authentic that is available on the market. We have the Heritage Rehal profile, highly specified, and was the foundation from what we built Ultimate, where we built the Ultimate from. And then we've got the Charisma, which is our entry model into the market, and obviously is a more price sensitive model. So starting with the Ultimate. So the standard features on the Ultimate that we obviously have the TrueMech technology, mechanical joints through the main frame and the sashes. We have the traditional globe hardware available in lots of different colors and potentially some new colors soon. We have the traditional Ashkel bar with the chamfer detail on the outside, ovalo on the inside, and all of the Ashkel bars that we do across all three models are fitted by a bespoke carrier bar. So it's aluminium onto glass, not tape straight onto glass, so for much better adhesion. So looking at the meeting style, so a key point here is that it's 35mm section, so the slimmest available on the market. Seamless, so there's no interlock. The profiles are joined together to give you that kind of solid feel. And interestingly as well, unlike some others that are in the industry, that there's no awkward gap between the top and bottom sash. So the overall glass to glass between top and bottom sash is only 44mm, which is much thinner than anything else that's available on the marketplace. So seamless run through horns. So what we did is with our own kind of CNC machines that we had custom built, we have the ability to fit the cap from the side. So it's a trademark of ours called side seam. And what it does is it gives you, when you're looking from a front on perspective, you see no obvious cap line. Again, really trying to make it look like a solid piece of profile as opposed to a hollow multi-channeled system. So coming next, we have some of the optional features. And these are really important because this is what can help close deals or generate more income on a sale. So the Seahorse is the evolution from the original side seam horn. And what we wanted is something a bit more ornate, something that you see in certain architecture where it is a bit more detailed on that horn detail, but we've done it in a way that still allows us to do the side seam. So you'll see there that it really does look like a solid piece of profile. So that's exclusive to the Ultimate. It's been out for about a year now, and we're finding particularly recently that's becoming ever popular. And there's nothing like it on the market when it comes to timber alternative sash windows. So it's a really great USP for us and for our customers. So no sash horns. Again, we're aware of others in the marketplace that push the slender profiles that don't have the no horn available, but it is a still big sell for us. There's a lot of projects, particularly recently, where we've been specified because of the ability to be able to do such a narrow section and do no horns, which is tricky because, again, there's no interlocks, there's no clip-on sections here that cover that vertical and horizontal section. So it's only through the hardware, the machinery that we have that allows us to essentially scribe the two profiles together and form that kind of seamless join. So again, make sure for Georgian style opportunities that this is brought up. So then we have the chamber cover, which was in development for a good few years already. It looks really simple in visual, that we've just sort of clipped in a section to hide the typical void that you get on a PVC sash window. But what the difficult part, the part that took so long, is obviously we're asking the sash to slide up and down in such a narrow channel. So we've managed to work around that and come up with a solution. So now we can completely close off the channels on both sides externally to really make it look like that sort of solid box that would have had the lead weights originally. So that's a feature that's been out now for again, probably close to a year. And we're starting to find now that it's specified on, a lot of projects commercially because of its ability to really look like a traditional box. So when it comes to finishes, we actually took, I think it's been just over a year now, we took over, or majority ownership of one of our foiling providers that's been with us for years. So we took on ownership of that about a year ago. So that's given us great ability now to have a bigger range of stock colors, but also look to take advantage of what Renolit, who's the foil manufacturer, what they have to offer, and chalk is a big one of that. It's we still do the textures and the standard grains, but we find that some people want that sort of more painted timber look and less gloss, and that's exactly what you get with chalk. So yeah, that's readily available. It's a stock item, and it's the same cost as the other textures. The detachable staff bead probably would be the most popular option that we do. So I think this has got multiple uses, really. One, from an installation point of view, it covers the brush pile line margin between sash and frame that I know homeowners can be particularly keen on, to make sure that it's the exact right margin, which we know can be difficult during installation. So this does cover that, and obviously adds to the draft proofing performance, but obviously it nicely picture frames the window on the inside as well. So our focus isn't just on the external of the products, it's on the internal too. And yeah, the design aspect as well includes for the detaching of this for when the customers want to tilt the windows into clean. So we haven't kind of overlooked that detail. The deep sill option, been around for a good few years now. So you've got your 3 sill options on the Ultimate. You've got your standard 25mm flush sill. You've got your 225 projecting, and then you have this deep sill option, which really kind of, for certain scenarios where you're looking to match up, or if you need to bring the window up higher from the bottom for whatever reason, we have the ability to have that sort of chunky hardwood feel. And again, from a design aspect, when you have the deep sill, there's a clip out section in the back that allows you to take that out to slide a window board underneath. So we've tried to think from an installation perspective there too. So yeah, that covers the specific Ultimate ones. What is available on the Ultimate and the Heritage is the slim mullion option. So truthfully, an absolute pain to manufacture, but that's my problem. But it's something that we still need to have available, and that's the ability on a combination window to be able to share the frame. So what we can do here is we can reduce the amount of profile in between each facet on a combination window. So you're maximizing the glass area. And the only technical thing here is, because you're sharing the frame, you can't have an opener next to an opener. So in the triple window that we're displaying there, you could have that opener fixed opener. or fixed opener fixed. That would be, and likewise on a double window, only one side could open. So that's actually available on the Heritage and the Ultimate. So moving on to the Heritage. So the Heritage, as I said in the intro, is kind of where the Ultimate started from. So it's still a very nice window, still traditional in its design. Been around for a very, very long time, and it has won a lot of prestigious projects through ourselves and Rehow as far as the push-in specifications. So you've got you've got a wider mid rail, 44 mil. The profile is welded in the corners. It comes with the deep bottom rail as standard in a welded finish, but you can have the mechanical option should you wish on just on that bottom rail. You've got the Acorn hardware, same color range as the Globe on the Ultimate, but it's just it's a cam lock compared to the grub screw detail on the Globe. You've still got your chamfered putty liner externally, and with the ovalo detail on the bead on the inside. Wide range of foil finishes, again, because of the opportunity that we had with our foiling company. The run-through horns are not seamless. That side seam technology is exclusive to the Ultimate, but it is flat, so there's no wraparound detail. You've got the PAS 24 SBD, Part Q, all the same thing, but that's available across all three models that we make. Vast array of different trickle vent options, which we'll come to. But when it comes to sills, you've just got the 25 mil flush as shown in the picture, and then the 225 option as a projecting. So moving on to the Charisma. So the Charisma Uracell profile, and I think we always like to make it clear to people that the window is cheaper because it's cheaper profile and it's quicker for us to make. So there's no hardware. There's not cheaper hardware used on the product. It's the same Caldwell balances that we use across the others. It's the same era hardware, Caldwell hardware. So yeah, the reason it's cheaper is mostly because of the speed we can make it, but it doesn't have the design details of the others. I think that's important. So it's got a 60 mil mid rail, so more in keeping with what other PVC sash windows would be in the market. You've got the welded joints, and again, more of a modern take, just like a lot of others out there that have ovalo profile inside and out that lends itself maybe more to a modern feel. Still got the Acorn hardware as you have on the Heritage. And again, it follows through the same in the foil finishes, deep bottom rail option, the flat run-through horn cap, and the PAS 24. Trickle vents will come to, and the sills will actually come to because there has been a technical change that we want to go through. So it's important that we make it clear, because I don't think enough of our customers are maybe aware of the fact that we also make secondary glazing. So we make this in-house. We've been doing it for a good few years. Our partnering company, our profile company, is Season Master, so a well-established, dedicated secondary glazing system. And I think it's a good fit for our customers. You can deal with properties that are listed, maybe where changing the primary window is an issue. That's where this comes in. It's obviously a cheaper solution than changing primary windows, and obviously all the benefits that come with the fact that it's a dry fit as well. So for people to add to their portfolio, we've always thought it makes perfect sense. And what we offer, we cover the full range: vertical sliders, hinged, horizontal sliders, lift outs. The full range is offered in odd leg, equal leg, with or without subframes. So I think all we'd ever ask is, look, if you're into that market, or even if you're not, just explore it. We're happy to talk to you, go through samples, everything that we can offer as part of the overall Roseview package. We just feels like it would be a really good fit for people to undertake that too. So moving on to a technical update. So on the Charisma Rose, previously in years gone by, they had a subsill, which was basically you'd have your flush sill underneath the Charisma, and then underneath that you would have either a 180 or 210 subsill, which had its downsides in the sense that you're reducing the height of the window every time you have a projecting sill, reducing the amount of glass. So Uracell looked at it and have come up with a new way of doing projecting sills. So it's important to note that the subsills are now discontinued. So even if it was matching up with the previous job, we have no ability to get any back. They are fully out of stock and fully discontinued. So what they've come up with is a 180 integrated, so not going underneath the flush sill, but replacing it in exactly the same design detail with the Jemmy slot that you see there. And then to cut, so that's the kind of standard. If you need a slightly more projection, what they've done is have an extender. So essentially, this section that you see at the bottom is aluminium, and that fits down over the 180. And is basically just a nosing section to give you that extra 30 mil projection. So that is available now. That's what we're doing now. And yeah, important to note that the subsills are no longer an option. So moving on to some new features, and these are pretty cool, and I think these help you sell for sure. So the two things that we've got are Thermo VFlex and the Eclipse overhead vent. So if we start with the Eclipse, so we have lots of different vent options. We looked at this when the regulations changed, and we knew that trickle vents were going to be a thing. And obviously, we specialize in products that look traditional. So we had to come up with not just the obvious ways of doing ventilation, but coming up with as many clever ways as we could. So the Eclipse is a little bit of a hybrid of what we already had. So it vents through the frame in the same way that we've been doing for a long time. But typically what we would have had previously is that on the external, we just have the canopy of the trickle vent, which obviously isn't a great visual. So what we've come up with here is a way that we hide that external hole with a dedicated section that would be color matched to the profile that you've got, comes with the fly screen already built in. But the good thing with this, unlike some other ones that will come to, it doesn't add any height to the window, so you're not having to reduce the window to compensate for it. There's no internal projection of any add-on or vent. So you'll see on the drawing there, the internal is just the internal vent to the frame. So if you are architraving on the inside or anything like that, you don't have to build out the section to then make the architrave flush. So this is available on the Heritage and the Ultimate. And that's available now, and so far seems to be the most popular option we do. And you can see there the visual. It's adding it as more almost like a design detail with the way that we've done that, as opposed to anything negative, but still offering the conformity to the regulations. So as an overview of our trickle vents, if I start at the top left, that's what we've just been explaining on the Eclipse. So vented through the frame, externally with the Eclipse section, and then internally just on the head of the frame. You'll see the frame vent, the second one there. That's just typically what we've been doing for years, is an option which is venting all the way through the frame, but with the canopy externally. On the Charisma, you have a overhead section that goes across the entirety of the window, but obviously adds 23 mil to your height. And then you do have that issue if you are architraving it on the inside, where you have to build that out. And likewise, that's the same for the concealed overhead vent that you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner. So for new builds into a straight reveal, makes perfect sense. So you're not having to worry about trim on the inside, and just flows the air all the way around, but could potentially cause a problem or cause more of a longer install and trimming up if you are doing it in a period property. And then the easiest option, of course, is always to vent through the sash, which is available on all three models. But aesthetically, sometimes the homeowner isn't for that. So, and what we had to do on the Ultimate and Heritage, obviously, because they are designed to be so slim, is we've used just on the very top of the top sash a slightly thicker, 10 mil thicker section to accommodate the vent within that. So all of these are available now. So the second thing, and again, this is specific to Heritage and Ultimate, we have obviously been following Future Homes, looking at U values, looking at what we can do. And we truthfully wanted to avoid the common things that exist in the market at the moment, which is namely triple glazing. Triple glazing isn't something that we've wanted to explore too much, because I think the downsides of the weight, the downsides of the extra pressure, the balances are put under, the moving it around our factory, the delivering it, the moving it around your premises, the installation, it didn't seem like the best fit. So we then we explored other opportunities. So vacuum glazing, which we feel like plays a part in the future perhaps, but not when it's not made in this country, the lead times, the cost, the spaces between the glass when it's vacuumed. There's a few things there that feel like they need to be ironed out. So we looked at it differently and said, okay, if we kept the glass the same and its double glazing form, how can we make the overall window better to bring it down to a 1.2 U value? So working in conjunction with Rahal, they actually had some stuff that they were working on abroad, so in Europe, not in this country. which they call Thermo VFlex. And this is the ability for us to have, which is now patented, which is great. So again, no others can do this, but it gives us the ability to reflect heat back in. So it absorbs heat and then reflects it back in. So what we have to do, and it's all been tested and verified now, is we fit this within the frame and the sill section. And that gives us the ability to drop the U value by 0.2, which is great. So by using, albeit a slightly more premium double glazing, we can get now from 1.4 down to 1.2. And already, I mean, this has only been out for maybe 3-4 months. Big projects have been won, big projects have been specified purely on the back of this. So I think this is a great selling tool. I think it's a great selling point. It's not very expensive. If you go on the basis of a 900 by 1500 window to add the Thermo VFlex, you're looking at maybe 35 pounds. So it's certainly not a deal breaker financially, but I think the fact that in comparison, others aren't going to be able to do it without triple glazing, vacuum, taking out steel, which is never a good thing. And we haven't had to do any of that. This uses exactly the same amount of steel reinforcement as we do on everything. So we're not sacrificing any structural integrity or potential of bowing. And yeah, this is available now. And yeah, most cost-effective method of achieving the 1.2. So just as a bit of an overview on U values while we're on the subject. So standard, what we do is a 1.5 U value A rated. So the regulations obviously state at this current point that it has to be 1.4 U value or minimum B rated. So we chose to go down the route of A rating as being our standard, because obviously when you come to energy ratings, you're factoring in more things than just the U value. You're factoring how much heat's coming in as much as how much heat's being retained. And for period properties, that for us made more sense. But we obviously now have the option to do 1.4, and that's just by changing the glass from Planotherm Total to Planotherm 1. And now with what we've talked about, we can get down to 1.2. And again, that's using the Planotherm 1 double glazing and the Thermo VFlex. So I'm going to hand you over to Kian now. Kian's going to go through the bits to do with the trade partner scheme and the hub.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining. So you may have seen recently in some communications that we've been sending out via email, on the website and via socials, that we're offering the opportunity for our customers to become a trade partner. Recently, we've looked at trying to find ways that we can inclusively bring more success to everybody, as your customers are ultimately our customers, and we're looking to find ways that we can give you the more ability to offer a more tailored solution. And as such, what we've done is we've introduced a new scheme called the Roseview Trade Installation Partner Scheme, or TIPS for short. Why join the scheme? The scheme is open to everybody, and the membership does bring a host of benefits that will help your business grow and offer a more tailored solution to your customers. As a partner, you will receive comprehensive product training, dedicated technical support, and powerful marketing resources. It's everything you need to boost your sales of our premium sash windows and secondary glazing solutions. So as part of the Trade Installation Partner Scheme, we're introducing 2 unique features to the scheme. The first is our exclusive trade hub, and by signing up as a trade partner, you'll gain access to the trade hub. This will be a bolt-on to our main website, roseview.co.uk, and from there you can log in and it will give you access to a whole host of exclusive and current marketing support that we have available. As time goes on, we will look to increase a lot more on here, but to start off with, you will have 5 sections. The first being a marketing support hub. This will include everything we've currently been developing and have developed over the years, such as digital brochures, model comparison sheets, guides and manuals, showroom cards, a whole bunch of case studies, which as time goes on, we've started to increase in terms of numbers. We've also got some new video case studies that we can be uploading on here that you can download. And if, for example, you are a little bit more old school in your marketing and you're looking to do some leaflet drops or looking to do some printed advertising, we offer a range of white labeled flyers and leaflets. You can download these from the Trade Hub, or you can drop us an email and we can get these designed to include your logo and your contact details. The Marketing Support Hub will also include a host of key features. We've recently developed an Ultimate Rose key features document, and it's a short kind of half-fold brochure that explains everything to do with Ultimate Rose that we've gone through here, but it also explains the terminology for your customers to understand what the key features are and what benefit they bring to keeping the traditional side and the traditional aesthetics of a uPVC sash window compared to the timber alternative, the timber windows that they're looking to replace. Recently, we've also brought in an example conservation statement. We understand that there are a lot of customers who are in conservation areas and might need a little bit of support with their application. So we've developed a conservation statement, which is a supplement to their application for their planning. They can go through this. It includes some images and some documentation, some technical drawings and information about the model that they're looking to use. This example is specifically for Ultimate Rose. We also offer a range of color guides that show you the range of foil options available on each model. We'll also be including a technical hub. This will provide access to a host of sales aids and training that's not available anywhere else. This includes presentations, videos and how-tos, a variety of accreditation logos. This can be used on your website or any social media that you're looking to market out to your customers. Some technical drawings and some energy reports as well. So everything technical wise you can access from there. Recently, we've been expanding on a customer care team and making sure that we offer a more customer focused approach. We do have a technical engineer who is on hand to answer any technical questions you have. As part of the Trade Hub, we'll also be introducing an exclusive news section. Here you can go in and access the latest news before it gets published to the main media. So for example, if we're looking to produce some new articles or information or are introducing new products, this is where you can find the latest information on that. So keep an eye on this and you'll be able to see some stuff before it goes into the mainstream. And then finally, we will be offering a all-in-one solution in terms of where you can order things online. This includes printed materials and digital documents. The printed materials that you can order are things such as brochures, color swatches, and a variety of stuff for your showroom, such as furniture boards, posters, and even samples. The online store will also give you access to a variety of Roseview branded merchandise, such as clothing, stress balls, and pens, etc. The second part to becoming a Roseview Trade installation partner is a unique way of passive lead generation. So what we're doing is currently in development, and by signing up to become a Roseview Trade partner, you will gain instant access to this once it goes live. The directory will provide passive lead generation for any partner who submits their own directory entry. So once you become a Roseview Trade partner and gain access to the hub, you can log in and go into the back end, and there'll be a section where you can complete the details for your company. The idea is that when a user visits roseview.co.uk and enters their postcode, if your company is nearby, it will be provided in a directory style list showing the nearest first. And from here, the user can submit the inquiry to your website, whether that be a button that takes them to your contact page of your website, which also benefits your website by SEO and linking it back to ourselves. They can also click on the contact details, such as your email address or telephone number if you've provided that in there. The user also has the option to expand on that search, and it will show the available models that you offer, such as the full range of Charisma Heritage, Ultimate, and Secondary Glazing if you offer that. It also gives the user the ability to see if you have a showroom, if you are, say, for example, a sash window specialist, or if you specialize in conservation areas. And we'll also include a badge there to tell the user how long you've been with Roseview and installing Roseview Windows. The only stipulation we kind of have to be on this directory is that you are a member of a competent persons scheme. This includes the likes of Fencer or Certas. And in the back end, if you have a certification and want to be included in this directory, select the competent person scheme that's available, and the logo will be shown there. So we also have one more thing that's coming soon. Richard will kind of disclose what this is.
Yeah, so we've been an early adopter when it comes to online pricing. So we were one of the founding kind of partners on Tommy Trinder. And that's becoming ever more successful now with people using it. And I think for us, online pricing is kind of a threefold thing that we see the advantages. So obviously, the one is the live pricing, and they're not waiting for the pricing. That's obviously a factor. The second thing is that we have a lot of options. We've talked about them today, but there's a lot more options coming as well. And I think a great way to learn our product is through the online quoting, and the ability to build up the window with the customer and really kind of make sure they take advantage of all the options are available. And I think the third thing is the design aspects. I think the products that we sell, that we make, they're expensive, to the homeowner. And I think that the way that presenting quotes is done is an important part of the journey for the consumer. And I think for them to see the windows being built for their home in front of them, and then have the ability to superimpose that and things like that, I think that's what the customer wants these days. So I think we want to make sure that we have a solution for our customers to do that. So Tommy Trinder exists; it's already in place. We're already on that, and Be in Touch is something that I think we could probably get to a wider audience, because Business Micros has been a partner with us for a long time on our production software. So we are very soon, and we're kind of weeks away, going to be able to launch this, where first phase will just be that pricing and design aspects, and we can get this out quickly, and we can get this out en masse, and for a lot it will be free or certainly heavily subsidized from us, because we see the advantage in the resource saving for us. And the second phase, and we can only do this with Business Micros, is the potential for us to link it with our production software. So you can almost bypass the order acknowledgement stage and literally pick a production date that you see on the screen. And look, that's not going to be for everyone. We're not going to lose that department. We know sometimes that people are like the order acknowledgements coming back and the opportunity to cross-reference and make sure that an expensive mistake isn't done. But there's an option. So Tommy Trinder is going to remain. Be in Touch is going to be an addition, and we'll be the only company out there that's kind of offering two top end, high end design live pricing platforms. And so we're kind of in the late testing stage, and we'll announce that as soon as it's ready. So look, I appreciate you all for taking the time out. Like I said, this was the first one of these we wanted to do. It's not going to be the last. We've got some other exciting things that are in development at the moment, both digitally and with the products. But we'll talk about them next time. But we'd like feedback. We know we want to grow with our existing partners. We know that the Ultimate Rose is the most specified product commercially and with the consumers. And how can we help? If there's a particular subject matter that you guys want to go through in the next webinar, whether that's going through the color ranges, whether it's going through anything to do with the installation or the technical side, U values, G values, we'd love to hear a bit of feedback as to what you guys want next. But appreciate you taking the time. We'll have a look at any questions now that we've got. Okay, so one of the questions that we've got is the V-Flex only available on or is it available on the Charisma? Unfortunately, because it's a Rehow specified product, it's a Rehow patent product. It's only ever going to be available on the two that we do, the Heritage and the Ultimate. Another question: is there likely to be any more horn details? It's something we're considering. We've always wanted it to be a collection, and in our head, a collection of 3 plus the no horn made sense. So it's certainly something that we're going to be exploring. And a final question: trade partnership scheme, when will that be available?
So it's currently in development with the marketing team. We anticipate the next couple of months, and what we'll do is once it goes live, if you can pre-register now, get in touch with myself, kian.grantham@roseview.co.uk. You can also email marketing@roseview.co.uk and specify that you're looking to become a trade partner. We'll pre-register you, and once the software and the website is live, you'll gain a welcome email and the login details to the Trade Hub. And from there, you can gain access to the back end, which you can then create your own directory.
I think the final question that I see there, Kian, is to do with how do I get Be in Touch? Well, I think the way that we're going to do that is that We are going to make sure internally that it's working properly. And then we are going to get back in touch with customers and get them set up. We're going to have internally the full training here. So we're almost going to have a training team that can come back out to you guys and make sure you're aware of all the nuances. There'll be a lot of warnings if you're trying to have things that conflict. So we'll go through all of that. We certainly don't want to rush anything out that's not ready, and we want to make sure you guys are comfortable with it before you kind of free to do so. We'll be back in touch on that very, very soon.
Just as a side note, the webinar has been recorded, so if you've got any members of staff or anybody that's in your company that's looking to review the webinar and see some of the features that we're bringing out, drop me a message and I'll get the recording sent over to you in an email.
That's it, guys. Look, really appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you for joining.